question that everybody is asking is, how come George Kambosos haven't signed that contract yet? And any time in confusing situations where you're not on the inside to know exactly what's going on, to decipher exactly what you're seeing and hearing, the only thing you ever have to use is deductive reasoning. Now, George Kambosos has often boasted about being the emperor, being the king, being the A side, and how somebody has to bow down to his demands. And the interesting thing is, while Devin Haney has had his portion of the contract signed, George Kambosos, the person which sent the contract, seems to need time to be able to look over a contract that they wrote up, as if he doesn't know what's in the contract. And even before then, he was talking about he didn't receive an offer from Team Haney and Eddie Hearn. Yet, he talks about being the A side, which Eddie Hearn reminds him, if you're talking about being the A side and putting on the show, you would be sending us a contract. Now, he goes on and talks about how he got Devin Haney in a mousetrap, it's checkmate, and now he's doing everything that they requested. But then that very same boast is him exposing himself. Because what you're now letting the public know is Devin Haney has met all your requests and all your demands. Demands in which most people would not have entered a contract under those circumstances. Most people say that it's a slave contract. You know, that George Kambosos is asking for too much. They wouldn't have signed with having both a one-way rematch clause and having both rematches in Australia. Most people wouldn't have signed up for that. See, George Kambosos made his demands so ridiculous. Basically, at the end of the day, what his team said was this: what is an outrageous contract we can come up with in order for him to walk away from this fight? We'll lowball him. We'll drag him halfway across the world. We'll offer him a one-way rematch clause, and we'll have him fight for the same money twice. And he still won't be the A side. He's going to be the B side both times. Nobody's going to sign up for that. Of course not. Yeah, perfect, Lou. Send that shit over. But the unexpected happened. Devin Haney signed the contract. That's the only reason. While as of today, still, George Ferocious Kambosos still hasn't signed his own contract and deal that he sent over to Devin Haney, in which he has all his demands met. And you can clearly tell simply by the way he boasts. So it's no secret that he got every single thing that he wanted. So what is there to look over? Why are you the last one signing the contract? And then he gives Devin Haney 3 days. 3 days. As if he has something more hot and urgent on the table other than Devin Haney. And keep in mind, we're not in this position because it's what he wanted to do. Of course not. This was him saying that he wanted to solve the whole undisputed puzzle and he wants to go straight for Devin Haney. Then in another interview, he tells you Lomachenko just made more sense. Then he's willing to wait around for Lomachenko, but only give Devin Haney 3 days. The point is, they didn't expect Devin Haney to sign the contract. Point blank and period. So now, Devin Haney has put Kambosos in a stalemate. He just don't know what to do. They're trying to find a way out of it. That's what's taking so long. Because there's no reason to stall on the fight in which you sent the contract. Which you said you only got 3 days. So you give him a time limit of 3 days to sign a contract that you didn't even look over? And then what's with the fake signature shit? Why would he fake some shit? We need to check to see if your signature is fake. That's basically what he's saying. But the whole thing is, Devin Haney signed a contract. Still not announced. Why not? I thought this is the fight you wanted. I thought this was the whole setup. But no. The problem is Devin Haney signed that fucking contract. And that put George Kambosos and his team on standstill. They don't know what to do now. Like, he actually signed it. I'm actually going to have to fight this dude. Because other than that, there's no other reason. You drafted up the contract, so everything that you wanted is in there. And he applies to everything. So what possibly could be the reason for a delay or George Kambosos not signing that contract yet? You tell me. Remember what I said, deductive reasoning. It only leaves one thing. You didn't think he was going to sign the contract. And you don't want to fight him. Because other than that, it's your rules, it's your game, it's your home court. Everything you're getting paid the most. Everything in the whole nine. What is there not to sign for? What are you thinking? Don't want to fight this kid. Point blank and period. That's all it is at the end of the day. They don't want to fight him. Crazy. Absolutely crazy. But it's clear to the world because there's nothing that you could say or come up with. There's nothing for him to reject. There's nothing for him to say that I don't agree with this. There's literally nothing. Because it's all his world. Devin Haney's just stepping into it. So why ain't the contract signed yet? Why isn't the contract signed yet with this pillow-fisted fighter? The answer's right there in front of everybody because everybody can see in live time what he's doing. That's why nobody believes his ass. George Kambosos have rubbed a lot of people the wrong way. A lot of people don't like George Kambosos. He went about this totally the wrong way. Like I said, Teofimo Lopez 2.0. But the only thing is, they just didn't expect Devin Haney to sign that damn contract. And that's why that contract, still today, is not signed. And I don't think it'll be signed by the end of the day either. Bruce Vane, I'm out.